Good day! My name is Blue Suit, and today I'll be going over my review of the early access atmospheric adventure and exploration TMORPG known as Book of Travels. In Book of Travels, you set forth in a world of mystery, uncovering local legends and meeting new people as you adventure through a big and gorgeous hand-painted world, picking up skills and knowledge in an MMO setting. Book of Travels actually coins the term tiny multiplayer online RPG, as in contrast to MMOs, you'll only ever interact with a small population of the player base. Really, the entire experience is wholly unique, and developer Might and Delight has certainly not shied away from taking risks, some of which have paid off more than others. The vision here is to create an online RPG experience that puts relaxing exploration and true role-playing at the forefront of its gameplay. At the start of the game, you'll create your character. There's lots of options to make your character unique, but definitely not in the same way as other RPGs. You'll select your character's background, personality, and so on, but here the skills and traits that you'll be choosing are mostly shrouded in cryptic wording, but will assist you in the various skill checks around the world that correlate to your abilities in mechanics, spirituality, physical power, and social interactions. In most sections, there's even a bio that you can fill out and personalize to your heart's content. Once your character is ready, you can set off on your adventure, and the first thing to notice is how very slow the gameplay really is. Book of Travels doesn't really have an end or a beginning, and in many ways is sort of an online walking simulator. The vistas are all completely hand-painted, and coupled with the spirited soundtrack create some downright remarkable viewing experiences. But unfortunately, that seems to be the extent of its current positives. Not long into the game, I quickly realized that there really isn't much at all to do in Book of Travels in its current state. It is an early access title that plans to stay there for around 2 years, so I expected content to be an issue, but not like this. I had almost no way to interact with other players that I ran into during my time with the game, outside of a handful of emotes that I could spam at them before we went our separate ways. NPCs in the game had plenty of text bubbles to read and learn about the world, but none of them were particularly interesting, and talking to people seems to be one of the few ways to consistently gain experience and level up, so I found myself just talking to every single person I met, regardless of how interesting I found them. Many NPCs also have the option to barter, but funds are so limited that I really couldn't afford anything. I would level up and gain skill points, but the skills cost so much money that I really even couldn't afford to spend my points. The only way that I did end up making money was just walking around all of the maps looking for those scarce scraps of loot lying around in the hopes that I could trade them for something better. Beyond a clear lack of actual content, Book of Travels does also suffer greatly from another usual early access problem, and that's in its number of bugs and overall stability. Even in my brief time with the game, I suffered several crashes on startup and load screens. These crashes would often create bugs that were waiting for me the next time I logged in. Once it had me stuck in the water, unable to move, a bug that even persisted throughout shutting down and reopening the game. One particularly useful bug that I encountered allowed me to instantly teleport around the map instead of walking or running, allowing me to quickly explore most of the world's locations, but obviously completely ruining any hope I had for immersion. Book of Travels launches into Steam Early Access on October 11th, 2021, and the devs have stated that it'll cost around $30 and steadily increase in price as it develops. But right now, it's honestly not worth anything near that. Bugs and a lack of content are staples of the Steam Early Access program, but they are so prevalent in this version of Book of Travels that I really can't recommend the game at all in its current state, except to the staunchest fans of walking simulators. It does offer wonderful scenery and a beautiful soundtrack, as well as the occasional relaxing moment wandering the hillsides of the braided shore. However, it offers very little in terms of actual gameplay and still has some clear technical issues to work out. So I'm valuing Book of Travels at $6 in its current state. And if you're truly interested in picking this one up, I suggest you just wishlist it for now and track its development, as it's going to be in early access for a long time. I hope you enjoyed this review of Book of Travels. Come see me on Twitch where you can watch our reviews in progress 5 nights a week. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Until next time, peace!